Rnahcer's story has always been in the background and not really bothering the player unless you put in the effort. In Rnahcer 2, it's mostly the same, getting story pieces through dialogue and sometimes environmental storytelling. However, I think there is a darker story that Monomi Park is trying to weave, a story involving the 7C Corporation and their impact on the alien planet. Remember, Rnahcer 2 is still in early access, so a lot of what I'm about to explain is mostly speculation. Regardless, I hope you enjoy. My investigation first started with an interesting piece of dialogue that our good friend Octavio Cortez mentioned, that he has gone through different field guides of plants that have been discovered in the far range so far. Well, apparently there isn't any mention of rainbow hue floral ever recorded, making the flora a recent phenomenon. In fact, this would not be the first time that something like this happened. In Obson's own notes, he mentions that the moss blanket was not always a lush jungle. Quite the opposite, actually. With this piece of info, I assumed that the rainbow hue was just the island's unique vegetation, until Ogden continues stating the phrase, "The things you have described an entire portion of the island split between two different colors, right down the middle. That says accident to me." This sentence got the gears in my head turning. I know he is mentioning Starlight Strand, but the word accident made me remember another piece of dialogue that may be connected. In fact, could be the origins of the strange rainbow aura we see throughout the game. In Emperor Valley, after bursting the boom portal, you will get full access to the game that the portal was blocking. In this game, we'll have another drone and a familiar looking ancient gate. From the drone's records, it states this gate is still sealed too, so I really must have been the first to enter since it was abandoned. It was here that I had my first doubts. I thought I was talking to engineers, problem solvers, people who could fix what I found. But once we left the labyrinth and met up here, I saw they were smiling. They were excited at the sight of opportunity. The company has sent their money people, not engineers. I don't think they had even considered stabilization. It was not long before it all collapsed. There's three ways of interpreting this. 1. The engineers of this area destroyed the gate. 2. Caused Emperor Valley to erupt. 3. The collapse of the gate caused a major shockwave that impacted the entire island. Or instead of blaming one area, let's focus on Starlight Strand for a moment. In this area, there's another slime gate. The only difference with this one is that it was tempered. At least I assumed. On the left side near the Flutter Portal, there is a large crack. I wonder, did the engineers and researchers forcibly temper their way into the gate? By doing so, this caused whatever was inside the gate to burst, forming a powerful shockwave that impacted not only the environment but also surrounding buildings. In one of the conservatory notes, it states that the researcher programmed the drone to rebuild the conservatory once more. What exactly would cause dramatic damage to the conservatory in the first place? Was it the shockwave or something else like the weather? To summarize, the engineers tampered with the gates in Emperor Valley. However, that failed. They tried to force their way in through the other gate in Starlight Strand, but instead of collapsing it, awoken a powerful force that dramatically changed the island's ecosystem. The shockwave even damaged the conservatory as well as possible nearby buildings. At least that's my theory. Let's go back to Ogden real quick and bring back what he said of there being no samples of the island, when there is obvious evidence of the island being expected by the corporation, thanks to the nodes that scatter across the island. Is the 7C Corporation hiding something? The boat that we see in the beginning of the game was some sort of distress call trying to expose the corporation's secrets? Why choose Petrus? There is plenty of ranchers that are well qualified for exploring Rainbow Island. Matter of fact, the NPCs in-game aren't too surprised upon Petrus' arrival on Rainbow Island. Could be that they heard about the island but were never able to explore it. Possibly a restricted area that is reserved only for the corporation. That would explain why there is no records of Rainbow Island, at least the vegetation ever being recorded. There is something on the island that the corporation wants no one to know. It is up to us, the player, to piece together the mystery that lay beneath the pastel world of Rainbow Island. But hey, that's just a theory, a gay theory. Thanks for watching. Like always, stay wiggly.